Hi my lovely bakers, welcome to Dolce Sensu Baking Academy. I'm Didi and today I'll show you how to make a delicious crispy bread. Yes, yum. So, before we start, we should do what? Everyone has to know what we need to do before we start working with food. Yes, rule number 1, we need to work with clean hands. We need to wash before we start. We need to wash our hands. So put the video on pause and go wash your hands and come back. I'll wait for you. So I hope you wash your hands and you're ready to start working and make yummy bread. So let's see the next thing before we start making any recipe. What is? Does anyone knows what is? That's right, we need the recipe. We need the recipes, the ingredients and the tools what we need to have on our table and to start working, because baking is also time management. We need to have here on the table all the ingredients and to make sure that everything is available. Otherwise we have to start thinking how to substitute what we need to do, and this is actually a next level of baking. Now for us to have fun and to enjoy making bread, we need to print our recipes, which I have sent you the last week, and just to check if everything is on the table next to us. So let's have a look what we'll need. We'll need flour, we'll need yeast, we'll need sugar, we'll need salt, we'll need olive oil, and we'll need our best friend in this baking challenge will be the kitchen scale. I really recommend using the kitchen scale because this is the most accurate way how to make sure that we put the exact amount of each ingredient. Otherwise, we have to count either with cups or with spoons. And not every time we'll put the exact amount, and we can end up with completely wrong measurements, and our snacks, desserts, baking goodies will be a little bit different than what they're supposed to be. But also baking is experimenting, is science, is fun. Yes, we can give a try and maybe we can just develop another very yummy recipe. So if you don't have a kitchen scale, I'll try to count with you also the spoons what we need to have, and that you can just do the same with me, and after you can tell me how your bread came. So we'll need also 2 bowls, and I always recommend when we're making the recipes to have 2 bowls. One will be for the mixing the ingredients, and the second one will be for measuring. And in some recipes we'll need a third one when we need to work separately on the wet and the dry ingredients. But for this one we'll need only 2. So let's have a look and start measuring the very first thing, the flour. So to set up the kitchen scale, we need to press the on button twice, and this is the only way how we'll make sure to measure only the ingredients inside, not the bowl. And at the moment your kitchen scale the screen has to show you 0. That means it's ready and we can start measuring the flour. And as per our recipe, we need 500 grams of flour. Yes, this is a strong white bread flour. And now this is a little tip for your moms when making bread, pizzas, anything with yeast. I really recommend to work with the strong bread flour, and the way how you can check what level is, how strong is the flour, you can check on the labels the protein level. If it's the protein higher level, that means the flour is strong and inside it's a lot of protein. So let's count how many spoons we need to make 500 grams of flour. 1, 2, yes, let's everyone count with me. That's more fun. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Actually, I'll need some more. Let me just grab some more flour and I'll be in a second with you. So at the moment we have 15 inside and we'll need some more. So let's just fold it and leave it on the side. And we'll just continue. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, and we have 491 grams. We just need a little bit more, and for you just leave it because plus minus few grams is completely fine. So we'll have now 500 grams of flour. We'll need 7 grams of yeast, and either we can just take our measuring bowl, make sure it's 0 again, and just measure the yeast. Yes, measure 7 grams of yeast, which is 2 teaspoons. So you have the choice, either measuring with the scale or using the measuring spoons. So we'll add the yeast inside, and we'll need to have 2 teaspoons of salt, and I use the sea salt flakes. So I'll add 2, and for everyone who was watching the experiment will know why we need the sugar. But if you haven't, just go back to our last video and check why we use yeast with sugar for our breads. So we'll need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Let's see what we need to do if we want to use the half teaspoon. Let's see if you remember. From our last video, I have explained how to make 1 whole teaspoon out of half teaspoons. Do you remember? Let's see what was the thing what we needed to use to see how many spoons, half teaspoons we need. That's right, we need to use our math skills, and baking and math are friends. Yes, I know. That's the fun way how we can learn maths. So let's say again, half plus another half makes 1 whole. We need 2 half spoons to make 1 whole teaspoon of sugar. So we are ready with this. We need also to add 60 milliliters of olive oil, and we can use either the 1/4 cup or just with the jug measure 60 milliliters. We can add it. And we need also the 30 milliliters of water. Once we have all ingredients in the bowl, we can give a good stir and all the ingredients to combine, and the flour to get moist. All the flour, yes, we need all the flour. Let's remove this one here to leave it on the side, and you can see what is happening inside. Yes, I'll just give a really very good stir and combine all the ingredients. Once we can't work anymore with the fork, the thing what we need to do is to bring our dough on the tabletop. We can just sprinkle some flour, and we sprinkle some flour on the table just to make sure our dough not to get stick on the table, to protect the dough from sticking. So let's put the dough and start kneading the dough. The only way, the way how we knead the dough is we use that part of our hand. We take some and just press with our hand. Take some and press. Take some and press. And we have to repeat this movement until the dough is ready. So let's continue. We don't need to punch the dough. We don't need to poke the dough. We just gently knead the dough. And the key word here is gently, because the dough feel our feelings, our emotions, and if we are angry, we'll bring these angry emotions inside the bread, and it will be not delicious at all. When we start baking, we have to switch off. We have to forget about everything and just enjoy the process of making food, of making bread, of making some yummy goodies. This is the way our mind will switch off and rest. So that's why I love baking. This is the way how I switch off from all the stress and everything, and just thinking and enjoying mixing and producing, like making a homemade food and bakes. So we have to continue kneading. And now for the children, Tell me, how do you feel the dough? Describe me. What do you feel when you touch the dough? How the dough does it feel? Is it sticky? Is it soft? Is it hard? Just tell me. Yes, my children, they say, it's sticky, mommy. And what do you know? What do you think? If the dough is sticky, let's put some more flour. Do you think it's ready? If the dough is sticky, do you think we need it enough and we can just leave the dough sticky like this? No, if it's sticky, that means the dough is not ready yet. We need to continue kneading the dough, and once we have the dough, I will show you, and we just press with the finger, and if the dough is popping up, that means the dough is ready. Our is almost. So I'll continue. Yeah, you see? The dough is getting softer and softer. That means the dough is almost ready. And when you make the dough, give all your love to the dough, and I promise after you have the most delicious bread. Yes, so let's continue kneading a little bit more. I'll repeat again. We knead the dough with that part. We just take some and press. Take and press. Take and press. So we'll continue until the dough is ready. So let's check again. We'll have this, and look, the dough is popping up, and that means our dough is ready, and we need to leave the dough in a bowl and cover either with a plastic foil or with a towel and leave it under room temperature for a minimum 1 hour to 2-3 hours. Or for a really great result, I do recommend to leave it overnight in the fridge, and the next day the dough will double its size and will be ready for shaping and baking the dough. So let's leave it now, and for everyone who watched the video will understand and will know why we leave the dough to proof. So if you haven't watched the video, go back, watch, and you'll know why we leave the dough to raise. So I'll say bye-bye for now, and in 1 hour I'll be back with you with my dough and show how to shape it and to make it ready for baking. So hi everyone, I'm back with you in 1 hour, and since we made our dough, so let's have a look. Our dough fill the whole bowl and it doubled its size. So I'll show you now how we can shape the bread and make it ready. So let's remove the plastic. Or if you have used the towel, this is actually the better option. So let me just put some oil on my hands. And do you know why we put the oil on the hands? Yes, to prevent our dough to stick on our hands. Let's make it slippery. Give a oil wash. Yes, that's right, oil wash, and take some of the dough. So when we start working with the dough, it deflates. it's because we just ruin all the bubbles what they were forming. But don't worry, it will form again, and we just let's take some more, and we can just form. So if you like, you can just sprinkle some flour and working on the top, or just how I did, put some oil on your hands and just form a bow. So once you're ready, you can take any baking pan, any bread loaf, any, for me, like a cake tin. It's completely fine. Anything is fine. And I usually put a baking paper just to protect, just to make sure that our dough not to stick on the walls. So once we put, I just close just close, and put some oil on the walls of the cake tin. So you can do the same thing with any baking pan, with any bread loaf. Is just make sure you put enough oil, and you can just sprinkle some flour on the walls. Just take some and sprinkle some. Let me show you. Yeah. Just tap it to bring some flour to the walls. So let me just close that properly. Yes, once we are ready, we can just take our dough and bring it inside. So you can either take some of the dough and make it just like a half of the dough to make it bread, and with another you can use it to make a pizza, you can use to make it small bread rolls, you can use it to make pretzels. It's really up to you. This is a universal recipe, and you can use it for so many things. So I will show you how you can make also a pretzel. So let's put some oil and take some of the dough. Once you're ready, you can start rolling. And the rolling, this is I could say a very fun and useful part, because I'm sure every child loves playing with the Play-Doh. Our Play-Doh, in our case, is the bread dough, which is, I think, more fun, because it's not just playing, it's creating something. After that, when you bake it, you can taste it. Yeah, you see, that's why I love homemade food and love making by myself. First, because I really put all my feelings inside, and second, I am enjoying the whole process, and eating something what you have created. It's the best thing in the world. So let's show you how you can shape the pretzels. So to roll the dough, you need just to put your hands together and start moving up and down, and slowly just bring it to the sides. So this way you make your sausage longer and longer. So let's start. So we'll put together and bring it to the side. This part is thinner and this part is thicker. Then that means we have to concentrate on the thicker part. So let's roll it and make our sausage longer and longer. So let's roll it and make it longer. So once you have a quite long sausage, you are ready to start shaping it. So you have it here, you have to make a shape like this. Just cross the both ends, and now you need to cross your hands, take the both ends and cross. Sorry, we'll do it again. Just the right hand goes over the left and just cross again. So once we have a shape like this, I'll just remove it like this to show you. We take the both ends to our dough and stick it here in the middle. So I'll show you the shape what is formed. Yes, this is the shape of our pretzel, and we can just leave it on the side for now. We can just sprinkle some oil over and bake it. So, do you want me to show you again? Yes, let's have a look again. We'll have the dough here. We'll start rolling it. And again, put the both hands together and start, when you're rolling up and down, just in the same time move the hands to the side. And your sausage will get longer and longer. So, you have a sausage like this. And again, to make the shape is just cross the both ends. Just cross the both ends and you have the right shape. So then the right hand over the left and take the both parts. Sorry, I just mixed the first part. Is just the right part will be over the left part. So now just cross again and it will form the pretzel shape, and then the both hands go in the middle. So you have again the pretzel shape. So now when we are ready with shaping our bread, we have to leave it again for another 45 minutes the dough to rest, and it will start forming a new air bubbles inside. Once we are ready with when the dough is ready, then we can just make some cuts in the flour, just 3 cuts to have like a proper bread. So, but I will show you in 45 minutes when it double the size what we need to do before the baking. See you in a bit. So, back after 45 minutes, our dough has doubled its size. It filled the whole tin, and now we need to make some deep slashes. So either we can do it 3 or we can just make like a cross and dust a little bit of flour. And now it's ready to bake it. We need to preheat the oven on 225 degrees and bake it for 20-25 minutes or until you see the gold crust. So let's bake it and see you for the final step to see our ready baked bread. So see you in a bit. So I'm back with the last part of our bread making. Look at everyone. I managed to bake the bread and it smells so yummy. Can't wait to share with my family and to eat this homemade bread. Don't forget, share with your parents and the whole family your homemade bread. So I hope you enjoyed the whole class of bread making, and the most important thing is to remember the last science experiment and to connect both of the classes together to understand the whole process of bread making. So, if you have any questions or you need extra help, please go on my Facebook page and post your questions. I'll be almost 24 hours for you and I'll be enjoying replying on all the questions. So, thank you for watching me and see you next week. Bye!